Yeah, obviously that loss to Tennessee is tough for you guys. Is it a little easier, I guess, to move on, knowing that right away you have another quad one opportunity and a chance to get right back into that tournament conversation?
Yeah, I mean, we're not that far out of it. Looking at Lenardi's stuff, it's just we've got to break through and get an important win over a good quad one team, whether that be home or away. And this is the next. This game is the next opportunity, and LSU's very very good. They're in the tournament, so we should be more motivated than them because they're in. We're not.
John Sokoloff, go ahead for a couple. Just a reminder, go ahead and queue your hand up with to ask your questions for Coach.
Hey, Ben. How kind of was the locker room after that Tennessee game and since? Like, what's been the sense from the players? Like, how kind of frustrated were you? And what's kind of the mood been of your team the last couple days since that Tennessee game?
Right after the game, of course, guys are upset. They're down. They're somber, because we were right there and had a great opportunity. And didn't capitalize and ended up losing to a really good Tennessee team. That being said, yesterday, we came back. That was an 8 o'clock game, a late game yesterday. We lifted as a team. We watched film, and then I really talked the team, and we had a good, I think, meeting, talking about what we need to do to accomplish our goal of not just being close, but actually breaking through and getting it done. So I think we'll have a really good practice today, and these kids, they bounce back, from losses pretty well. And the thing that's a blessing for me is that they're high character kids. We have really good kids in this program and kids that I trust and believe in. And so I'm confident that our guys will bounce back and we'll have a great effort and really, really play our hearts out come Saturday night.
You talked about wanting to obviously improve that resume, with these quad one opportunities, but 3 of those 4 quad one opportunities down the stretch of the season are on the road. You guys have struggled on the road this year. Have you I know you mentioned how to address road struggles before, but has it kind of changed? Like, what do you think? Is there a certain key to play better on the road to take advantage of those road opportunities you guys have left?
Yeah, I don't think there's a certain key yet. I think it's just getting it done. It's just finding a way to win. I mean, we've been the last time we were on the road was at Arkansas, a really good team that's playing at a very high level, and it's a 1-point game with 2 minutes to go, and we've got to be able to get a key stop. It comes down to possessions, and you got to fight it within yourself collectively, and you got to find it within yourself individually to get the job done.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Paul, go ahead.
Appreciate it. I had some internet problems, Coach. Sorry about that. The other night against Tennessee, when they took Iverson out of the picture and did the face guarding like you talked about, how do you all set that down the stretch?
Just have him, play off the ball more and be more of a screener and still use him to get him open some. But, we've got to be able to play him off the ball a little more and put it in Shaq's hands and move the ball. And that's really going to be a case here in this coming game because LSU switches every single screen. So everything is a switch. It's almost like a zone where they're just staying, in areas because everybody's switching everything, whether it be ball screens, handoffs. This guy's coming together. So it comes down to different people being able to penetrate and make plays. Penetrate to be under control, to jump stop, and kick the ball.
Last question. You mentioned Shaq maybe the late 3, and hopefully that gets him going. But how is he? Is it more of a mental thing with him and just finding that confidence?
Yeah, and I think some of it is, not worrying about it and just focusing on the other things you can do to help your team win. I mean, there's more that he can do than just make a jump shot for us and pressing to do so, which is to be the best defender on the court, to be a better ball handler and distributor of the ball, to do more, rebounding wise, to do more to, and then it will come to you. If you're pressing, then it's harder than just letting it come, and focusing on everything else you can do to help your team win.
Back to Steph.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to follow up there on the face guarding. I know you mentioned, before, having guys like Shaq and Rocket that kind of have to, handle the ball in those situations. I mean, what specifically, I guess, do you kind of need? Do they just need to be a bit more aggressive then when they have the ball in their hands?
I'm sorry, what's your question?
With Rocket and Shaq, when they're kind of the ones holding the ball, and you have Iverson playing off the ball, when teams start to face guard him, is it just a matter of needing Shaq and Rocket to be a bit more aggressive and penetrating and things like that when they have the ball in their hands?
Yeah, and also just and DJ can also handle the ball very well in those situations. So it's not just Rocket and Shaq, but just the others that are playing on the perimeter. But we got to do a good job screening for Iverson off the ball and getting him some different ways than just having the ball in his hands when he's scoring all the time. And I thought we did that. Even in the last game, both his threes, he was off the ball and he received nice passes, one from Tolu and one from DJ, that got him 2 wide open threes, which is the first time he's had 2 threes in a game in a while.
And Garrison's obviously stepped it up a ton, besides that Texas Tech game, I think the last 5 or 6 games. I mean, what have you kind of seen from him, this last stretch to kind of get going?
I think he's playing aggressive. I think he's playing tough. I mean, his biggest thing is to concentrate on the defensive end of the floor because it's so different playing the 4 spot versus playing the 5, which is what he played a lot of during the entire year because of Tolu's absences. So, for him, it's focusing on that end of the floor to be, really effective there as well.
It seems like him and Tolu do play pretty well together. I mean, is that just a matter of what they've been doing in practice? Because they haven't had a lot of, games together considering Tolu's situation this year.
Yeah, don't remind me. But, yeah, they're good players, and they play well off of each other. And, hopefully we can keep both of them healthy here the rest of the way.